and welcome back to the Lambency Show. I'm joined by MikeyRPGamer as we talk about as we do the weekly anime recap. We're sorry for the delay. Things took a little bit more time than usual, but we are finally set up. Let me actually go back over here real quick. I gotta go back to your cam. Boom, boom. Make sure everything's okay on my end. Yeah, you're. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh god, what have you done? What have you done? No!
Crap, where is it? Crap,
it's okay, dude.
boom.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah, we're good, we're good, I got this.
No one's here, we're good.
Dang it, Twitch. No, you know what it is I don't have that 3-screen setup, so I was like, I know I can get the bottom right, but I was like, can I quickly just, have something up on the other side? Alright, so... We are sweating balls in both of our respective countries right now.
Yes.
So, if anyone was wondering why.
Why we're just heads?
Yeah. We're just hot. And no, we're not being conceited. I mean, yeah, we're hot in that way too, but
Yeah, it's...
Listen here, I'm sweating bullets. So, But, yeah, we're going to get the show on the road, but before we do get started, I do want to say, I am actually going to my first Comic-Con. It's a smaller Comic-Con, but a Comic-Con nonetheless this Saturday, down where I live. I'm not going to say which Comic-Con it is, because I'm not trying to dox myself, but know that I am going to a Comic-Con.
Sounds awesome, mate.
Oh, yeah, I plan on having some fun. Mikey should have brought out his VTuber avatar.
Redeem it, mate. You know how much it costs? 5,000.
And then on top of that, like, he'd have to somehow get me to go along with it and shit, because then I'd have to install it on my end too.
Yeah, speaking about Comic-Cons, I got one actually coming up by me in November, and they've just announced that John Cena's coming.
Who?
Of all things. Yeah. Famous wrestler.
Who?
Oh, I get ha lamb.
You can see him? And his name is John Cena! Alright. So...
I was drinking, sorry, I was late.
I know, right? Oh, God. So why don't we get this started? I know we were going to start with some recaps on the things that we did last week, although the latest episodes of multiple things from Black Summoner all the way to Call of Night. So I know you were the one who watched those, so why don't we get started with Black Summoner while we play the trailer in the background.
100%. So we hit the latest episode of Black Summoner this week, guys, and obviously, again, as we say every week, new episodes, we're reviewing them episode by episode, there's gonna be spoilers, okay? Holy shit, this guy suddenly powered up. Like, what the fuck? You turn around and his slime is like, suddenly this Pokemon shit and just suddenly evolved into like this Giga Slime with like this massive ass body. He's adventure ranked up all the way down from F to like D or C, I think it is now. And the guy also got, was almost killed by new adventurer killers, because they're not in a game, or they're in another world, who would like taking advantage of new adventurers and just milking them for all they're worth. But it was a very good episode, very action-packed. You saw his latest summon, his third one, and considering his now 3 summons, his goddess summon is unknown in level and power because he literally doesn't have the power to summon her. It's just like a useless item in his inventory. His Giga Slime is like level 20 now. He's just recruited an almost level 60 Black Knight. A Dark Knight, guys. It's like level 58, level 59. It was like, holy shit, this episode is full of action. For an isekai, guys, it's going well. It's going well. And there you go. You saw his latest outfit there as well, with his little earpiece and in his black cloak. Looking a little bit Kirito-ish with his cloak at the moment, I do have to say. But yeah, guys, 100%. Black Summoner is kicking out in the park. Whereas some of these animes have kind of dipped this season in like the 3rd episode. This one's still killing it. This one's going strong. I gotta be honest. This one is blowing me away. But Isekai always has a good story. So if you're a fan of things like, I don't know, SAO, That Time I Was Reincarnated, there's a slime, the strong sage with the weakest crest. You need.
It almost sounds like you're particularly calling me out.
Oh, mate, I don't know why you haven't watched it yet. About your
I told you, I
constraints.
told you, you're a different breed of anime watcher. I am a binge watcher who watches everything after everything's released. You're more of a, yeah, I can watch 30 different animes at once. I can't do that. All right, listen, I have a one-track mind. Once I focus on something, it's a blessing and a curse. Once I focus on something, I can only focus on that and stuff, which is good because like it comes in handy in like personal life or like work issues or anything else like that. It's also bad because sometimes I become very forgetful if I try to do too many things at once. Like I'm good at multitasking, don't get me wrong, but once I get to like my fourth or fifth thing and stuff, I may forget something crucial on one of the other items, and it's bad when it happens.
Oh, mate, you will be in for a treat then at the end of the season when you have all these animes that you can binge. 100%, you're gonna be in for a treat.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah, no, you want to know how bad it is. How's this for bad? Okay, so I had just gotten done. I mean, this was like a couple months ago, right? But one of my coworkers, he likes anime, and I had just got done watching the Rising of the not the Rising of the Shield Hero. I wanted was it Arafuda or something like that? You know, the one where like he basically at the end he becomes his own little lord in his little area.
Yeah.
All right, so I had just got done watching that, right? And like I had told my coworker, I saw 2 days later. Then he said the main character's name. I'm like, who? And he's like, you don't even know the main character's name? I'm like, listen, man, I moved on to the next thing already. You know, and it's not that I don't remember the scenes that happen, but I am terrible about remembering certain things like their names. You know what I mean? The only way I start, like, you have to be really memorable for me to start remembering other things. Like SAO was one of those. High School DxD, Slam Dunk.
You don't need to remember High School DxD their names. You just need to remember other aspects. You'll know their names.
Yeah, Prince of Tennis. There's several different animes where like you give me the name and I'll just start firing off certain characters and stuff. We should be good to go now, and I gotta quickly pull this up because I forgot. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. We're back up.
Amazing stuff.
We apologize for that. For some reason, my computer decided to shit the bed, which it doesn't usually do that. Usually, if it's an issue, it's something more minor than that. I don't know exactly what happened. I started hearing, oh God, from Mikey. Then he's like, you're breaking out. And so just my immediate reaction was, you know what? My computer's about to crash. I am just going to completely... I'm going to completely restart my computer and quickly get it back up and running. So we apologize to all those that just happened to, but we're back up and running now. You know, here we are. Oh Lord, am I really a streamer if shit like this doesn't happen though?
Exactly. A stream is not a stream if it's not scuffed.
I know, right? All right. So I suppose we should move on to the next bit, which was
next anime. What was it? I wonder
RWBY.
RWBY. Now, what does that stand for, Lamb?
Red, white, blue, yellow.
At least get your colors right. I thought we would learn this by now. So I guess this is a quick one again. Like, we touched mostly on this the first episode. Episode 3's come out. I told you last time. The first episode was actually episode 1, 2, and 3 together. I know for some reason they released in episode 1, 2, and 3 again separately. So it's a bit stupid. But an episode 3 review, pretty damn awesome. Action was on point. It's one of the favorite scenes from movie where they work together for the first time and take down the first big baddie boy. There's like two of them. There's like this massive raven, and then there's like a massive dinosaur thing.
I would get a pop-up all of a sudden and be like, hey, you know, your antivirus and shit, you want to refresh it? Like, listen, I know I just restarted my computer and stuff to quickly get this back up and running. That doesn't mean I want you interrupting my stream. But
yeah.
So you would say that you've been enjoying this past episode?
It's growing on me. It's growing on me. Graphically, it's growing on me. Like, it's not what it usually is. But it's growing on me for sure. Like, it's nice to see a different take, and it's nice to see more from Weiss's point of view than Ruby's. So I like him. I like where they're going with it. I'm more excited for them to catch up to where they said they were going to, and then start their new content for this series. More based on Weiss and what happened when they all split up, because we didn't really see much of Weiss when the four of them split up for the season 4 and season 5. So it'd be nice to know what Weiss was doing more, because we saw mainly what Yang was going off trying to find her mum, and Blake was off trying to fight, going back to her parents to fight against the terrorist group that her kind has started up, which has given the humans more of a reason now to hate on her kind even more than they used to. And we had Ruby's story, which was about getting to Haven. But Weiss, we just kind of was like, well, Weiss has just been locked in a room and she's powering up. But there has to be more to it than that. We missed basically everything about Weiss. But the fact that she was under house arrest. So it's going to be interesting to see where they take it for sure.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I just had to quickly look and make sure all the audio levels are, fine and stuff, because I swear sometimes I restart that computer and my audio input and output just switches, and I'm just like, why would you do this to me?
One thing that is throwing me, we mentioned it the other day when we were talking about Chinese anime. This is an anime that released originally in English, and it wasn't exactly an anime, so to hear it now in anime form and in Japanese, it's kind of strange. Strange not hearing the English voices. And that is throwing me a bit. I used to be able to watch Ruby just half and half. But now I actually have to pay attention completely. So it's interesting to see, but they definitely pick good voice actors for them. I'll give them that.
Well, that is good. All right, actually, real quick, before we move on and stuff, did you take part in that GameStop deal that was going on for pro members that I think it's still going on? Oh, wait, do you have GameStop out
We
there?
don't have GameStop over here, so no, not
Oh,
unfortunately.
God, so GameStop, you've heard of GameStop, obviously, right?
Of course.
Okay, so GameStop has this cool thing for pro members going on right now, so every clearance item is currently half off for pro members till the end of the month. And some of the things I've already gotten, all right? Let me list just a couple of them, all right? So I got a brand new headset, right? Because you remember how I was complaining about the wires kept tangling up and everything?
Oh yeah.
So I got this new headset, the Atrix brand, which I believe is made by GameStop anyways. I got, their mouse and keyboard and mouse pad set, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll get this, right? And so their headset was like a $6 headset that was on sale for $30 because of clearance, but because of the half off clearance sale, it was $15.
Yeah.
Right, so I get that, and then I got mad because what happened is when I finally had a chance to hook it up, the right ear wasn't working. So I went back.
No.
I went back, and of course they didn't have any more in that particular location. He's like, "Come back on Monday because we're gonna." I'm gonna go pick one up from another store and stuff. So that's exactly what I did. I came back on Monday. I got a new one, but while I was there on Monday, I saw
He bought other things.
Oh yeah. So first I saw, and it wasn't half off, but it was a $27 headset stand made by Atrix as well that has 3 different USB pass-throughs with some headphone jacks and everything else like that. And I'm like, sweet, so I got that as well. And then I saw what was originally a $40 item. It's basically like a square item, right? And in the square item, it's supposed to be like a snack cubby kind of thing for gamers with a cup holder that has one of those axes so you can't really spill. And then like another tray for snacks and a charge through port so you could charge your phone and everything. It was like a $40 item, half off for $20. But because of clearance, it was $10. So I got that. But my most proudest thing I got. You ready for this one?
Well,
all right. So you know how I told you I have multiple microphones, as backups besides the one that you've seen me use with the LED lights in it?
You didn't buy another microphone, surely to God.
Okay, so here's the thing. It was a $6 set that came with a 1080p autofocus webcam, an LED streamer light, and a microphone with a tripod for $60 on sale for $30. Well, it was on sale for $30 after the half off, right?
Yeah.
And then I applied 25,000 points, which gave me $25 off of that. So for $7, I got a brand new mic, a tripod, an LED streamer thing, an LED streamer light, and a webcam. At that price, it's like, might as well have that backup, Sorry, I was just so proud of some of the things I've gotten. My whole streamer setup is just so much cleaner.
Well, that's what you like to hear.
Oh, yeah. All right, so let's move along. We just did Ice Queendom, so let's move along to a couple of cuckoos.
Hell yeah, guys. So, again, a couple of cuckoos has also been knocking out of the park. There's a continuation from last season, and they're still going strong. The story's getting good. We're really getting to nitty-gritty now about, like, the relationships. He's starting to realize now that he's actually starting to... He's growing feelings for her more and more by the day as they go past, but he's also still got feelings for this purple-haired chick. And it's really interesting seeing the way it goes. And he's like, well... I think the text that was sent in, I can't remember exactly, but I believe there's a text at the end that was sent, and it was like... I don't want to marry you. I don't want to be engaged to you, or something like that. ... Yet. And you could see we just went through the Crunchyroll comments. They were like, "Oh, he dropped it!" And yeah, everyone was freaking out, man. So yeah, it was getting good. But then we also had like the shippers who ship him with this purple-haired chick, and they were like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, plot armor!" So yeah, it's getting good. I'm loving this shit, guys. You need to get on that. If you haven't watched it yet, there's plenty of episodes out, guys. 100% get on that shit. Worth it.
Sorry, I had my mic muted and stuff as I was readjusting a couple things. But no, it sounds funny, but I am laughing at the fact that you brought up the whole shippers. Isn't it funny how there's always shippers that have to ruin everything? All right, see, here's the thing. For me, it's okay if you want to ship certain characters together. What is not okay with me is if you just hate on anyone else who likes any other particular character. Allow people to, if they want certain characters to be together, so be it. That's fine. You know what I mean? If you're really that far into it and stuff, you could just Rule 34 it. Like, I'm sure you could find something.
You're not wrong.
But let's be honest here and stuff. Why are you raining on other people's parades? Me personally, I mean, I haven't even seen this and stuff, but just by watching this and from hearing your explanation, you know what I'm hoping?
Easily.
Yeah. Why not just have them all together? One big happy family.
Yeah. It's the thing is, when you can clearly see an anime from the start is going to portray it as this, and you know who he's going to end up with. Like it's quite clear as day who they're painting him to end up with eventually. What's the point in getting yourself worked up over a ship? Like, it's not going to happen. You know who he's going to fall for.
I mean, to be fair, we have seen animes pull this trope before, and then at the last second switch it up, and they just become friends. Now, it's unlikely that it's going to happen like that, but either way, it's like, even if it does happen and stuff, at the end of the day, allow people to like who they like. Why do we have to gatekeep certain people, or sub versus dubbed, or this kind of anime versus that kind of anime? If people like it, people like it. All right, listen, I don't judge people for playing Candy Crush and calling themselves a gamer. If that's what they do. Yeah, I'm kind of lying when I say that myself, but you know what? If it makes them happy, so be it. At the end of the day, as long as they're happy with it, why you gotta rain on their parade?
Exactly.
All right, moving along, we got Licorice Recoil.
One of my favorites of this season, and it still is. Oh boy. So, I don't want to say kill her, but you know what I mean, because she didn't actually kill her. And that's why she got removed from head office. And the only person who doesn't call her that is the teammate itself that she saved. And so this episode, they actually went back to the main office because the MC, the person who punched her in episode 1, who was on her team at the time, and this other girl who was being an absolute bitch to both of them. So it's pretty fucking cool, guys. It's pretty fucking cool. Get on that shit. I'm
backtrack for a couple years due to the virus that Champ be named.
Oh, 100%.
All right, so moving along, though, we have Engage Kiss.
So this week, I just mentioned top 3 anime. Last week we had Licorice. But it was so good. You saw her go in a demon form, which is always special, but you got to see this.
I'm not saying that's going to be part of the story, but from the sounds of it, if it can be done one way, there's got to be a way to do it the other way.
It could be, because we haven't learned much about her. She's a demon in a humanoid form, and we haven't seen many of those. So, yeah, it's interesting to see how that happened.
All right. Moving along, we have an anime that we both thought was a hilarious title and we're interested in it, but from what you said last week, it's surprisingly good, and that would be Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
Yeah, this anime is different for sure, guys. This episode was honestly kind of underwhelming, but still kept me going enough to realize, okay. So the MC and the princess, which is like his next door neighbor, who wants to. We learn a bit more of her ideology. So she wants to destroy the Biscuit Hammer that was supposedly, I think, put up there by his grandfather. Because she doesn't want anything destroying the world by herself. She loves this world and she wants to rule over it. She wants to have it for herself forever. But she knows she's going to die one day, like everyone does. So just before she dies, she wants to destroy the world herself. So then she's owned it completely, because once she dies, someone else is going to end up owning the world one day. So her mission is world conquest, and then destroy the world on a deathbed.
Yeah, why does that sound like something that Maester Seymour would do?
You're not wrong.
I'm going to kill everybody, because then that way Sin can't kill everybody and there'll be no pain and suffering.
Legit. So we learned that about her, and then we learned about him that he's got like, I think it's like a mind kind of thing. I don't think he's actually physically doing it, but his abilities are kind of being unlocked by these chains, which are being caused by the words his grandfather said to him. And it's kind of insinuated that his grandfather put the Biscuit Hammer up in the world, up in the air, by what he said. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, but action-wise, I'm like, the rest of the episode, because that was only like 5 minutes worth of the episode. The rest of the episode, it's just kind of a letdown, but enough to keep me hooked. Fair
enough. All right, moving along. I actually switched something up without actually even telling you. I got a little bit of a surprise for you. So I was going to do, Rent a Girlfriend next, where we just play it in the background like we have, but I have found the trailer for the latest season. So why don't we play the trailer and then we'll go do your normal thing.
Let's go for it.
All right, so this is Rent a Girlfriend's latest season. Oh, wow. It would do this to me, wouldn't it? Here we go. Here's the trailer. Okay, I'm sorry for the little smirk, but that was funny to me about how she was all serious, like, I like you, and then you seen the explosion in the background. All right, so why don't you go ahead and tell us about Rent a Girlfriend Season 2?
So, episode 15 come out, guys. Of season 2, but Crunchyroll's releasing it all as one season, so it's technically season 1, core 2. And honestly, the best way to sum this up is a comment by Kolok from Crunchyroll. Remember, not everyone can be born a hero, but everyone can hate Mami. Fuck Mami-chan. Which, if anyone doesn't know, is his ex. And to give you guys some also another reason this episode should be pretty obvious how this episode went. The episode's called episode 15, The Return of the Girlfriend. Or in this case, it should be The Return of the Ex-Girlfriend. Mami blew shit up again, guys. Holy fucking shit. Like, I just hate this bitch. Like, can she just leave this guy alone? Can she just, please, for the love of everything that's holy, leave him alone. Let him be happy. Let him focus on getting this girl as a girlfriend, and just stay with his life.
You know what I think that really boils down to is it might psychologically actually be kind of accurate if you really think about it. You have an ex-girlfriend, she's perfectly fine as long as you're miserable after you break up with her, but the second there's someone else in your life, they get jealous, they want your attention back because you're no longer giving them the attention and that attention that they really want and they crave, and you're not hurting as much, so they will try. Now, I'm not saying this is every female, but this is just psychologically, men do this too and stuff. They don't want you to be happy without them. And I'm not surprised that Mami's doing this, like, at all, because I see it play out in real life every day. But
Yeah.
it is just one of those things. It's like whether it's anime or real life. If you broke up with someone, you have no right to try to ruin their life when they're trying to move on and try to find someone else. And if you're jealous because you finally realize how great of a man or woman that person was after you broke up with them, that's on you. You decided to break it off. So for you to try to ruin a potential relationship with someone who's actually better, and you can tell it's better for them, that's just wrong on so many levels.
Oh, 100%. And I'll see, it's almost clear as day that she's still got feelings for him in some capacity, if you ask me. Like, all these girls do. It's just obvious who the enemy's setting him up with.
It's a shame. It is what it is. But, this does kind of, even in season 1, it did kind of delve into the psyche. Not at first, but as the season developed, it definitely delved into the psyche of, especially like teenagers and love, and how people actually act. I was actually I haven't seen season 2 yet. I'm excited for when it's all out so I can binge watch it. But I loved season 1. First episode or 2 did take me a little bit to get into it, but once you get into it, like it's a thrilling anime that delves deep into the psyche of the high school mind.
100%. If you like rom-com, guys, it's 100% worth a watch. Easily. Like I can't rate it in this anime season because it continued from last season, but honestly, for this year alone, it's definitely up there. It is one of the top. So give it a watch for sure, guys.
All right, moving along, we have. Oh wow, I did actually have the trailer elsewhere. I just had 2 tabs up. So moving along, we have Smiles of Ars Notoria. The first couple episodes. Sometimes it's just minor and I want to see if it develops further, which is why I love binge watching so much. And of course an ad would pop up as I'm talking. But that's why I tend to binge watch. There's been some animes I
with it until I get more stuff that I can just like flick through the episodes like by like 2-minute intervals just to see if there's like anything there that's gonna grab me. Because if it's just gonna be like loads of like just stuff that I find boring, I'm just not going to sit through a whole episode and watch it. I'm just going to be like skipping through minutes, just trying to see like, okay, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. I get what they're trying to say. I'm not interested. Let's move it along. It's not growing the...
My stepmom's daughter is my ex.
Guys, this anime was fucking brilliant. It's still fucking brilliant. And like last episode just cracked me up. I was laughing from start to finish. What can I say about it? You met new characters. You met potentially being set up to be his best friend and potentially being set up to be her best friend, and they hate each other, the best friends. We had a sports scene, and it turns out that she's like really talented at everything bar sports, but she just pushed enough for a passing grade. And
isn't it funny how there's always that main character that's good at everything except for this one thing? It's usually either, and if you think about it, it's usually either sports or cooking. One of the two.
Yeah.
It's either they're really bad at sports and they're klutzy and they feel embarrassed about it, or it's their cooking and they manage to burn everything, or they cook so bad but they think they're a good cook, and it's like what's that character's name and stuff that it was considered a punishment, and that time I got reincarnated as a slime, his secretary, it was considered a punishment if you ate her cooking.
Yeah.
It's always something like that. I love when they ground a character who's just overconfident, and then it's just like, oh, by the way, we're gonna make you do the one thing you're not good at.
So what I was saying last time, guys, that with this anime, episode by episode, there's like a little competition who's like gonna call each other like on each channel, like at least admit to like they've lost. But this episode, she felt unwell, so he had to look after her. And also the friend came over, her best friend's like helping, they cooked and whatnot. And while she was ill, she was like, can you hold my hand while I sleep? And she was like half in, half out because she was like kind of ill. And she was like, you won't let go, will you? And he's like, no, of course not. She's like, well, you did before. And he was like, before? And then it kind of like flashbacks like when they were little and she was really ill and he held her hand, but he let go because he had to go do something or go somewhere. So he held her hand all the way through it this time. And then when she woke up and it was a little bit better, he was like, oh, I gotta take a temperature. And for some reason, she was being very reluctant to do it. But it eventually got to take a temperature, and it turned out that she was being fine for the whole 24 hours. She was only ill for the first 24 hours. So she lost because all she wanted to do was actually hold his hand, and she was using the cold as an excuse. It was so fucking funny. So cute, though, at the same time.
I just wanted to hold your hand a little bit longer.
Literally. So yeah, it's so good. It's so good. There's a funny comment on it as well. A touch on the Crunchyroll comments again by Don Fluffles. If she isn't blood related, she's free to be dated. Ugui sensei.
Well, like we said, this is one of those ones. Like, this is my kind of humor because it's one of those things. It's like it's incest, but it's not incest. Because it's not. They're not technically blood related. He did date her before, and just his father got remarried to her mom. So thus the title. My stepmom's daughter is my ex. So it's gonna be hilarious and filled with both humor and raunchy moments and just general overall funniness. Because like, how exactly do you go about this situation? Like, imagine, put yourself in his shoes. Imagine you had a girlfriend, you guys broke it off, and then all of a sudden your father or mother got remarried and their daughter was technically your ex. Like, how would you go about living in the same house with your ex?
See, we learned a bit more as well about why they broke off. Like, they weren't like... It's like a high school relationship, or middle school in your case. It was like they were growing up and they were just close, so it's kind of just ended up being a thing. But they had like little petty arguments, and eventually just ended up going their separate ways in different states and things like that. So, like a proper like break off, like it wasn't malicious or anything. It was just like, oh, petty little arguments here and there, disagreements. So there's obviously still a spark there as well.
It's funny how that happens. I wish I could say, I mean, not even in a love sense, but I wish I could say I just had a childhood friend, period, that I'm still friends with today and stuff. Unfortunately, it just wasn't in the cards for me. But these things happen, like, especially when you're young, you have these petty little arguments that you think is the end of the world when you're younger. Turns out it's really a non-factor as you get older. When you look back and you're like, why was I really mad? But when you're a kid and you're still developing, you don't notice these things. But
totally.
It sounds like it was at least an amicable and peaceful breakup. Like, it wasn't too bad.
Easily, 100% agree.
But I gotta
Moving
say, I
on,
love this trailer. It's got lots of eye candy and stuff.
Oh, easily, it's well worth the watch, guys. Easily, it's up there for my favorites this season.
All right.
But something that's higher than it is Harem in the Labyrinth in another world.
Anything with harem and the title and stuff, is going to be funny. I mean, it's going to be filled with fan service, but it's going to be funny.
I'm not watching this on Crunchyroll, however. I won't say where I'm watching it.
Let me take a wild guess. Where you're watching it has uncensored.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
But
you're gonna have to hook me up, man. I'm fiending. you're gonna be my uncensored dealer, all right?
But it was kind of a weird episode. So we jumped forward in time to where he had his harem, and he went back to his starting village where he like spawned in, shall we say? Just woke up, met the horse again that he met the first time. I was like, "Oh, you're still here, lovely." Walked out into the village and saw a boy on the fields, who turns out to be his son, and apparently he had done the do with one of the maidens there, one of the fine ladies of that village, and he gave him a sword. And he was like, make sure to protect his village. He's very honourable, but didn't tell him that he was his father, because apparently his mother had told him, oh, your father had died ages ago. So that was kind of confusing to start with, because it kind of just jumped. But then we went back to the current time, where he's trying to get money for his first slave / woman in his harem. And we found out he's got dungeons, he's got all these special skills, he can teleport in a dungeon, he can now teleport outside the dungeon. And he realized, like, look, cleaning his dungeons is not going to get me enough money quick enough. I need to get money quicker. So he's going to start doing bounty hunts, and it looks like the set up the next episode for him to be going to clear out a whole bandit camp, which is going to be so much action and so fun to watch. And of course, guys, there's a lot of raunchiness in it, so worth a watch. 100%. Give it a go.
All right. And then our last but not least, episode review before we move into the featured anime is Call of Night.
Oh my days! The only reason this is a number one this week, guys, isn't because it wasn't good. It's just because the number one.
I will be right back
week
while you talk about this.
was just so much better. Call of Night whipped it out of the bag, guys. We learned more on the vampirism. We learned more on like what's gonna happen. We learned more on like it was kind of funny that she doesn't use a phone, and they try to find each other. And she pulls out like this massive brick old kind of cell phone, and then they end up in the end getting walkie-talkie watches instead of phones. And it's really cute and sweet. And then he turns around to see someone who knows him, and cuts to the end of the episode. Where I found out on the grapevine, spoiler alert, guys, that he is going to be a half vampire. So we're interested to find out how that's going to happen and how that's going to work. But episode 2 definitely, again, graphically, musically, it pulled out all the punches, guys. It was worth the watch 100%. I'm so impressed with it. Like, it's gonna get anime of the season for sure. It's just up to get some really strong contenders. It's just up some really get some really strong contenders.
Yeah, I wasn't able to hear all that because I did have to run to the bathroom, but I did catch that last bit. I will say though, any anime that gets the anime of the year this year, it's facing stiff competition. So even if it wins, even if another anime in this season you like doesn't get anime of the year, it doesn't mean that it isn't deserving of anime of the year. This year is just loaded because, like I said, we're backtracked a couple years. Everything got backtracked a couple years. So this particular season is loaded with anime. That's really good.
Real, guys. We all know who's going to get anime of the year, and it's going to be Demon Slayer, especially for Kimetsu no Kaiba. It's gonna get it, but this is definitely gonna give it a hard time.
Although in my personal opinion and stuff, and it's sacrilege to a lot of people and stuff, but as an older anime watcher and stuff, Demon Slayer is so overrated to me. Like it's
because it's graphically a masterpiece.
Like, exactly. Here's the thing: I cannot deny how beautiful Demon Slayer looks graphically, but the storytelling is a joke. All right.
I'll agree to disagree with that.
I mean, you could agree to disagree, but let me just explain my whole thing. This isn't 1996, and we're not waiting for the mangas to be written and stuff for that particular thing in order to get to the next thing. So there's no reason for us to drag out. All right, I haven't seen season 2 because I have no interest in seeing season 2. Why? Because it took you 24 episodes to do 2 key points throughout the entire first season. All right, it shouldn't take you that long for nothing to happen. All right, and that's just my point of view. It took 24 episodes in season 1 for basically nothing to happen. And that's why I cannot stand Demon Slayer.
It's like the opposite in season 2. That's the funny thing.
I'm sure it is, but the thing is when you do the first season and it's 24 episodes of nothing, you better do something in season 2, but you're also going to lose a lot of people in season 1 when you do things like that. All right, and the whole reason I bring up the 96, you're waiting for the anime, or you're waiting for the manga to be written for, anything to happen is because let's not forget how long Dragon Ball fights used to be because they were waiting for the things to happen. Goku having 5 episodes of trying to hold a spirit bomb, like this isn't the 90s anymore,
I hear what you're saying, I do, and I get it, but there's always still, animes evolve and they get better as seasons go on. Like, for all they knew when they were doing that anime, like, they probably weren't even expecting to get season 2. And yet, they whip out this movie and then they whip out the second season. And that movie is now the top-selling anime movie of all time. It outsold all of the Studio Ghibli films, every single one. It is now the most grossing movie of all time. And to see that happen to a modern movie, a franchise that's just released, holy shit, man.
Well, no, like I said, people can like what they like. Just in my mind, I believe that season 1 ruined it for a lot of the OGs of anime. The people who basically allowed the younger generation to even enjoy anime. We were there when it wasn't popular for people to be into anime. and we demand a little bit more. I feel like that particular anime is dumbed down in season 1 like tremendously. It lacks content, and while it may be different in season 2, after 24 episodes of a nothing burger, I have no interest in watching season 2. All right.
Well, I hear you.
I have interest in one character and one character only. All right, and it's and it's just because of graphically, she's freaking beautiful with her like kimono, and I can't even think of her name, but you know who I'm talking about. It's the girl with the blade, that's like butterfly, like poison ability. Like her kimono,
Yeah, I know you're not.
her kimono is just simply beautiful. Like I can't deny it. Like like you said, graphically, it's a masterpiece. As far as storytelling in season 1, it was so bad that it ruined it for me. Like I can't, like I said, I'm a binge watcher, and once I start watching something, I have to watch till the end. And it's one of the few ones where I'm just like, I can't watch season 2. I hated season 1 so much that I cannot watch season 2.
I'm honestly surprised. I didn't find season 1 that bad at all. I thought they put quite a lot in personally, but like say each to their own.
Like like I said, I'm not knocking on anyone who likes it. I'm just saying, in my personal mind, I believe that it was a big nothing burger. Like I didn't get the hype. I gave it my fair shot. I just didn't like it. If people like it, that's fine. I'm not gonna knock someone for liking something they like. That's great. Just for me, it was just nothing. All right, so why don't we move along to our first featured anime, which we'll play the trailer. It is Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. Why don't you all right, so the first 2 recommendations were recommended by Mikey, with the third one being recommended by me. So before I play the trailer, why don't you tell me why you recommended this?
Oh, these are featured first, then we got our recommendations.
Oh yeah, featured anime. So why is this one featured?
The 2 featured we got, guys, are featured anime and more recent anime. So they're going to be animes from either this season, last season, or, they're going to be recent. They're not going to be like the last 5, 10, 15 plus years. So Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie is from last season. It's a very feel-good anime with a twist, which is based on the guy is the weak character. The guy is the one who's always clumsy. The guy is the one who always needs protecting, and she's a strong one. She's not just a cutie. She has so much more to her. And it's such a feel-good and wholesome anime. Like, just this... I guess guys just need to watch it. Watch the trailer. You'll understand what I mean in a minute.
All right. Well, let's take a look at this trailer, then. All right. Well, that was a trailer for Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. Real quick and stuff, that link I gave you earlier and stuff, I'm going to have to give you another one. That's just for... when you're shopping and stuff, but I'll give you the actual thing with the ads and everything.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so that was a trailer for Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, and I've got to say that music that played, that's some catchy music to go along with it. It's got, just from the trailer alone, it looks like it has some humor. But I will say that face she made after she saved him from getting hit by that vehicle, like, I get that she's super cool. Like, right here, I'm looking at it, and all I'm thinking to myself is, oh my god, she looks like she's about to murder him. Like, that shit looks scary.
The facial expressions that she pulled in the trailer, when I watched the trailer, is what sold the anime for me. She has so many different facial expressions, like, holy shit. Like, she's good at everything, so she's good at sports, she's good at academics, she's a literally perfect student, she's a perfect person. And everyone's like, why is she with a guy like him? He's like cursed, basically, with bad luck. He almost dies like every episode.
So he's like Kenny.
Yeah, things try to run him over, and she's always saving him. In the opening cinematic, that plays every episode, she like goes to kiss him, but she actually saves him from a baseball hitting his face by putting her arm out the window. And catches it laying in her hand.
just like he's about to get hit by a baseball, hand comes out, boom.
Legit, and she's just got like a sixth sense for saving him. It's just perfect, honestly. And it's such a feel-good and wholesome anime. Like, it just gives you feel-good vibes. Like, I got no other words for it. And it was even being developed in the dreaded virus. And there's an episode in it actually in Crunchyroll where you actually listen to some of the voice actors reviewing episode 1, and it's really kind of a cool take. I wish Crunchyroll did more of that. And you get to hear them like from their point of views and how they find the anime and things like that, as well as obviously the anime itself, the normal episodes. It was a really nice touch on it, as obviously they couldn't get content out on certain weeks. So yeah, guys, it's worth the watch, and with the added content that they added, it makes it even better. Bring me season 2.
Fair enough. Sounds like a good assessment. Moving on to our next featured anime, which I was laughing when you recommended it, just due to the fact that obviously I have watched it. I think there's a new season, if I'm not mistaken, coming out.
Season 3. There is season 3.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to watching it. We will play the trailer, but Kageyama-sama Love is War, it was just hilarious to me.
Anime is so good.
It really is. But the funny thing is like the opening of this anime had me dying because it's kind of true.
Oh yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but it's kind of true. And if you don't know the opening I'm talking about, well, it does play it in the trailer. So
you guys, honestly, you will see like between our featured animes this week, you'll see a vast difference between the two.
Yeah. Okay, so here is a trailer for Kaguya-sama Love is War. Okay, so that was a trailer for this. Now let me just say here, what is her name? Mayo Chiki? I want to say the pink-haired girl.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's like in the last couple episodes. Right, so moving along, we have our Lambency Show Recommends features. I do believe the first 2 were on you, and for some reason I have to restart. Not restart the stream, but like it's refreshing the page. But the first one was Vanguard, the animation trailer. So why don't we play the trailer, and then you can tell us why you recommend it.
So, Cardfight Vanguard, like, guys, I came to it whilst looking for anime like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Bakugan and stuff like that, and it surprised me so much. Like, it's such a good anime, and it's, like, feels different to Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the cards are, like, actually, like, kind of alive. You don't just see, like, holograms of them or shit like that, or sometimes you don't even see holograms in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is this? You've actually got to use your mind field to imagine how it would go, because that will also affect how well your cards do in battle. Yeah, give the trailer a watch, guys.
See, these trailers were shorter back in the day and stuff. If I had to guess, because it doesn't really say when this trailer actually released, it just says when this particular channel uploaded it. How old is this anime? Because this the animation style to me looks Kenichi Mightiest Disciple age. The local anime store that near me.
Oh yeah, it's a big one. It's definitely a big one.
All right, the second Lambency Show recommends is something that we recommended, I want to say last week, but we're re-recommending it.
Oh no, that should have been changed in the message I sent you. It's Seraph of the End this week.
Wait, which one is it? Seraph
of the End, not Data Life. We must not have changed it.
We must not have changed it. Let me do it. Seraph. I hate when I hate when I hit the caps lock.
I was like, didn't we do Data Life?
Yeah, we did. All right, so our second recommendation is Seraph of the End. Here is the official trailer. Let me just full screen this and turn on the volume. Here is the Seraph of the End official trailer. Alright, before we go into the explanation of this and everything, Mikey, when you sent me over the file, I think you gave me ownership access, and you were telling me you couldn't edit. I believe I set it where we can both edit. Can you double check? You there?
Give me a second.
Yep.
I'm here.
Alright, and
yeah, I can.
Why is this over here again? Oh, I think I know exactly what happened. I mixed these.
I know this.
Alright, so this is Sankaria Undying Love. This was recommended by me, and I will go about it in a moment. Let me pull up the full screen, and we can go watch this. Have you watched this yet, Mikey?
Don't believe I have.
Okay, so enjoy the trailer. Alright, guys, well, that was a trailer for Sankaria Undying Love. Before I get into it, Mikey, what did you think of that trailer?
The trailer was good. I'm not sure if it's for me because I can't tell. Yeah, it's zombies. I really don't like zombie shit. Be it TV shows, anime, mixed media. It just doesn't do it for me. Like vampires, hell yeah, give me that shit. But zombies, I usually stay away from. But at the same time, like plot wise, from what I've seen from the trailer, it is kind of grabbing me a bit. But I'm not sure. It's something I'd have to like probably watch the trailer for again and see if I might or might not. Because yeah, zombies just don't do it for me. But animation, I will say, looks on point for an anime that looks to be slightly on the older side.
Okay, so let me get into this now and stuff. See, here's the thing. I get that because I'm not a zombie guy myself. As I told you, I'm not really a horror thing, but this is more of a slice of life than it is zombie, if anything. So basically, the plot of this is Chihiro Thoria, who is the main character, the guy you see in the opening. He's a high school student who has a keen interest in zombies and zombie movies. He collects zombie-related video games, film, manga, and even has the desire to kiss a zombie girl. Like, he's not interested in any actual, like, real-life women. But following the death of his pet cat, Babu, who he loved, he attempted to revive it using an old manuscript, which describes the process of creating a potion for resurrection. And at this time, he encounters a girl named Rhea Senka, who's the girl that you see on the screen. Not the blonde-haired girl, but the black-haired beauty that you see, who has run away from home in an attempt to commit suicide. She drinks a sample of the resurrection potion, which he was creating for Babu, which was created from a poisonous flower. And although this fails to kill her, following an argument with her father, she falls from a cliff and accidentally dies. However, as a result of the potion that she drank, she becomes a zombie who eats hydrangea leaves to survive. And the story follows the life of Chihiro and the new zombie girlfriend. And as the anime goes on, you come to find out that her childhood was really messed up. Her father was doing things that he definitely shouldn't have done. I don't want to get into it. I will say I will give it a sensitive content warning, as this dude does delve into some really sick and sadistic shit going on with her father. I will not say what it is, just due to the sensitive nature that it is. But if you are into delving into the psyche of humans and stuff, this has a lot more to it than just he's in love with zombie girls. All right, this delves very deep into the psychological aspect of human nature and the messed up world that we live in. So if you're into that kind of anime, this is highly recommended by me. It does have, I mean, I will, for your sake, I will tell you, I do know you like a little bit of some nudity and stuff. It does have some, not a lot, but mainly it revolves around both Chihiro's and Rhea Senka's personal life, not just together, but in their past.
Okay.
All right. Moving along, we have, hold on, let me actually pull this up. Oh, yeah, we're moving along to the character versus character. Why do I have this? Oh, yeah, for something later. All right, so let me pull this down. We're doing a character versus character. And before I get into it, let's say, yeah, I got the exactly which one it is. All right, so the character versus character we're doing of this week. Mikey loves the nudity, Star says. The character versus character we're doing this week, we both decided today it was going to be a sword-based character, so it has to be a sword wielder. What were the restrictions again, Mikey?
We can't have broken MCs. So any side characters are free to go. MCs such as Ichigo Kurosaki, or old men as well. We're not having any fucking old broken men like Ryusuke Yamamoto, or your fucking old man from Dragon Ball Z, or your Jiraiya's from Naruto, or shit like that. Master Roshi, that's the name I was looking for. So no broke old men, no broken MCs like Kirito or Ichigo. It's just so that, because if you're gonna pick like someone who's like slightly obscure or someone who you really like, and someone comes up with like fucking, oh well, I'm gonna go Ichigo, who has blood of every fucking type of family in Bleach, or if I'm gonna go Kirito, who's they got the insane dexterity and speed stat, you ain't gonna fucking stand a chance, okay? Or if you go old man who's had like hundreds of years to decide to find a fucking power, you're not gonna stand a chance there either. So I'm thinking we're gonna reserve someone like that for like an OP character v character who would win in this like insane match. But for now, we're just going to stick to swordsmen. So any one that isn't an MC or an old man character / old woman character is free game.
All right.
From any anime.
Fair enough. So I already know mine, but just for the sake of pulling up yours, who is your main character? Or who is your character?
So from one of the realms I've already just mentioned there, however, my character's from Bleach. We are going for Byakuya Kuchiki.
How do I spell that?
BYAKUYA. C and then space KU.
Kuchiki?
Yeah, Kuchiki.
Yep.
Kuchiki.
All right, so let me pull up an image. No homo, but he does look handsome.
Oh, mate, that's enough to do me. You know, this he's eye candy, okay? But
I will not deny he's definitely eye candy. Okay, so this was yours. Yeah. All right, I chose Kame.
This is gonna be an interesting matchup for sure.
I mean, you always tell me to bring it, so I bring my characters. I know nothing about your character. You know about mine, obviously, so I will let you go first. Tell me why you think your character... Why did I just do that? Tell me why you think your character...
Okay, so I'm gonna clarify something first, just before I go into explain. Have you seen Bleach?
No.
Okay, so in the realm of Bleach, you have Soul Reapers, and these Soul Reapers have their swords. They're proficient all swords wielders. They're basically usually shaped like a katana, and the longer or bigger your sword, the more soul energy you have. These swords have two sword releases, the Shikai and the Bankai, and that's where their swords get stronger and they become stronger beings. I'll touch into that later when explaining his abilities. He is a captain of one of the 13 court guard squads. And, you know, each captain is kind of strong for, like, a specific kind of thing. Like, for instance, who's a good example? Mr. Kenpachi Zaraki. Now, to become leader of his squad, you actually have to kill the old Kenpachi in a deal. So, he's, like, he won through brute strength, so his main forte is brute strength. Byakuya, however, he was the first captain to achieve Bankai level. Now, on a sword v sword kind of basis, his main power is speed. He is fast as fuck. He's mastered the light step, which is basically like faster than the speed of light. You blink and you missed him. He's already behind you. He's opened his sword, slashed you 100 times, closed his sword, you're dead. Kind of instance. His Shikai release turns his sword into a bunch of what looks like rose petals, okay? But they're actually miniature swords. And those miniature swords will cut you. And he can control like what way they move in it's kind of like a rose bush. It's kind of like petals like coming out like a stream, like kind of snakes around. And he can like direct them. And his Bankai release puts you into like, if you've seen Naruto, kind of like a genjutsu, or like an illusion kind of thing, these massive swords will come out, and again, they'll turn into rose petals, and they'll be like thousands of miniature swords that will attack you. So his main fortes are speed and quantity of blades in like miniature format. Unless you've got speed to match his, it's going to be hard pressed to defend against all these blades.
No, keep going. I'm laughing because I think you know why I'm laughing.
I know why you're laughing. I know why you're laughing. However, he also is proficient in every single Kido that you can think of. And up until after the Soul Society arc, he gave even Ichigo a hard time. Now, his Bankai release can also make you physically unable to move. which is the danger of it. However, it takes up a lot of soul energy for him. So he is one of the strongest captains, but he's definitely going to get a challenge here, that's for sure.
All right, so now here's why I think Akame will win. So Akame is of the demon sword Murasame and was raised as an assassin, and she faithfully served the realm for many years. However, she defected to a revolutionary party and joined its special assassination team after realizing that the monarch and his government are terribly corrupt. I bring that up because she learns to be a great swordsman with any sword, but hers is a rare imperial equipped with a unique ability. Murasame, the sword in this case, will kill anyone who merely gets a nick from it. That means anyone battling her must have flawless defense, and she only has to be lucky once throughout a battle to terminate whoever she fights. When her sword, when she wields a sword, however, she can actually nick herself, and instead of murdering herself, the curse and the sword will temporarily increase her combat ability. However, it does not appear to be a pleasant experience as it eats away at her body, so she tries not to do it that often. When the one cut death curse is combined with the Akame's very efficient and skilled combat style, however, she undoubtedly deserves to be listed among the best sword users in anime. Now, keep in mind, you brought up the fact that your character's super fast, right?
Yeah.
Well, Akame possesses tremendous speed, agility, and reflexes. She's able to dodge and counterattack with deadly results, and is also skilled in hand-to-hand combat. She also gives off no killing intent at all when she fights, making it difficult for any enemy to sense her presence. And according to Waves, she can run at Mach 1. So I'm pretty sure that she can match the speed.
So Mach 1 being the speed of sound, Byakuya can move at the speed of light. Now speed-wise, she's gonna be a challenge. That's why as soon as I saw her, I was like, okay, this is gonna be tricky. Of course, as you've explained to chat, I know most of her abilities. I know for a fact that if she nicks Byakuya, he's dead meat. He's not gonna stand a chance. But it's the fact that she'd have to nick him in the first place. Like she'd have to be able to. Like in this world, which I'm imagining where they're having a straight up 1v1 duel on probably a level kind of playing field, same amount of preparation time or things like that, no like backhand tactics or things like that. It's gonna be a hard fight. They can both move really fucking fast. I believe light is faster than sound, however, but I'm very shit with science, so I'm not sure. And see, it's tricky because they're both Tana users as well, and they're both skilled, they're both strong. I mean, likewise, Byakuya has this thing where he fights one-handed, like literally, the other hand doesn't come up. But as soon as that second hand comes up, you're fucked. I think I've only ever seen him raise it like a few times.
Well, I think the thing that would match that particular thing is if she decides to nick herself and raise her powers. Now, like you said, when he raises his powers and stuff, he can become sluggish as well. Akame has the same weakness. After using it, she becomes sluggish and heavy as well. Now, my main thing is I get that you're saying he's a really good swordsman and everything, and let's say even skilled, they both know each other's temperaments, they both know each other's skills. You would have to have absolutely flawless defense to never get nicked, because you're going to sit here and tell me at that speed that you will not get nicked. Because all she needs is to nick him one time. All right, it doesn't have to be. The thing about her sword skill is, it doesn't even have to be a deep cut. We're not talking about like it's gonna sever your arm. No, we're talking about like just a scratch. Will kill him.
That's what I was saying, because she's gonna have to be fast enough to scratch him. But this guy, there's two things about Byakuya. One, he is faster than her. Light is faster than the sound. I did just have to Google that. Please don't get embarrassed in me, chat. And two, he also excels at ranged combat. As I said before, with his Shikai, which turns his blade into loads of miniature swords, he stays away from his opponent. So he is shooting, like, I can't show you without like actually fucking seeing it, maybe, but he shoots his swords out into like like a wave kind of like, and like if she can get him while he's like unawares, whilst he's still like trying to curl back his wave to try and get to her, then she might be able to get in there in time. But the other thing which he can do is he can like plate himself in these as well, so they can become his armor. But then the weakness of that is he doesn't have a weapon to attack with. She won't be able to penetrate him, but he won't be able to attack her. He'll have to use hand-to-hand combat or like spirit combat. But I don't really want to talk about like his spiritual abilities, because like his magic and shit, because we ain't touching on that shit. That's just pure blades we're trying to talk about. Now, see, I feel like I don't know. I feel like these two could fight out for days. They could literally fight out for days, and it just wouldn't happen because they're just too fast for each other. He ain't gonna have enough time to come at her with his blades, no matter how far away or how close he is. She's not gonna be fast enough to come into contact with him. Like, she literally blinks and he will be out of her sight. That's what I've been saying. He's faster than light. It's a hard one. Like, she's
Don't get me wrong, light and sound are two different things, and yeah, technically she is not as fast as him and stuff, but that also, with her speed, I'm not saying it will match it step for step, but it will make it hard for him to get certain attacks off. My main thing would be who tires first at that point. It'll become a battle of attrition. And I don't know about his longevity. I do know that she has been in fights that, will last a very long time. And I don't know what his hand-to-hand combat abilities are, but I do know that her hand-to-hand combat is no slouch. But so I think the biggest thing, and here's the thing, even though I chose Akame, here's why I would actually give it to your character, and it's not because of the whole speed difference, because like I said, she's no slouch either on the speed. May not be on the same level, but she could certainly keep in the same stratosphere, if you catch my drift. Like, here's why I would actually give it to him. I don't know what his temperament is, but I know Akame is hesitant to do a kill shot. And that, I believe, would eventually spell her doom, because she doesn't want to give a kill shot unless she absolutely has to. And sometimes that comes back to nick her in the butt.
He's a 13 Court Guard captain. He's had to kill numerous people, but this is the guy who sent his own stepsister to death because she broke a petty rule. And that's where Ichigo had to fight him to save Rukia Kuchiki in this case.
So in other words, what you're saying is
we got he's cold.
Yeah. So in other words, you got someone who's cold as fuck who would not hesitate versus someone who would. And I think that right there is why your character would win, but I don't think it would come easily.
No, not at all. Like I've finally getting a chance to read the comments now. And I agree this though, that if it was an assassination attempt, that Akame would get it easily. Like if she can't catch him unawares and it wasn't even like a 1v1 on even playing field, she'd win. There's no question there. You catch him off guard, she could do it to anyone. You could give me Master Roshi or fucking Genryu Yamamoto. You're gonna, if you can nick that with that blade, they're dead no matter who they are. You could fucking do it to Goku. You could catch him unawares, which is still gonna be quite hard. But so that saying that is like saying, fuck me, if you plant an atomic bomb somewhere, it's gonna kill XYZ. Well, of course it's gonna kill XYZ. See, I don't think I downplayed his speed, because his speed is as fast as light, but as we said, her speed's as fast as sound. Like, he could get behind her, sure, and she'd have just enough reaction time to react, but she wouldn't be able to like move at the same time as him. It'd be like he moves, it's about to slash her, and she just moves in time. She would just have enough of that speed to just be able to react to his attacks.
And you also got to keep in mind. Like, I'm sure he has a similar ability and stuff, but she's seen so many fights that she would kind of be able to predict ahead of time.
Oh yeah, easily.
So even if she is just a little bit slower and he can get the move on, I do believe she would have the ability to be able to predict his next move, even if he's faster, to be able to defend herself. So, like I said, it does come down to who would be willing to do the kill shot, and I don't think Akame would do it unless she was like given an order that it absolutely had to done. If it was something where, if it was something where he was a threat to all of society, I think she would be willing to do it. But if that is not the case, I believe I'd have to give it to your boy.
Like, the other thing I'm pointing out here, like, and we both clarified here that Byakuya wins, but so I don't think it'd get to Bankai is the thing. Because, Bankai takes time to charge up. There are very few Bankai users. And I'm basing this at start Byakuya. I'm not basing this on like manga Byakuya. This is from Soul Society arc, one of the first arcs. I mean, if she raises her powers, yeah, he'd go Shikai mode. But then I don't think he'd get past that because, as we've already mentioned, when he goes Shikai, he can start using rage combat, and he also has an impenetrable armor. The only reason Ichigo has managed to break it was because he went Visored mode with a massive fucking sword and literally used all of his power, and then even then, he only managed to scrape the guy. And Byakuya conceded because nobody had ever damaged him before. He didn't beat him in no shape or form. Ichigo is fucking ragged on the floor. But, Byakuya is this, when it comes to swordsmanship, there are a couple of people I could think who could beat him, for sure. But when it comes down to it, like, I wouldn't say he'd use Bankai. Like, I've only ever seen him use Bankai against other Bankai users, simply because he doesn't like using it. Not for a nice reason, mostly because he thinks everyone's inferior to him. At this point in time, where the image of him that I'm using, and like, he just kind of scoffed at Ichigo when, Ichigo said, I'm a Bankai user too, and he's like, you can't learn Bankai in a week, and Ichigo said, well, I did. He's like, you're lying to me, I learned, it took me like 5 years to learn it, and Ichigo was like, well, here's my Bankai, bitch. He just wouldn't do it, like, it's like kind of a twisted honor for him. But as we've clarified, he takes it for sure, but it would be a hard-pressed match. And if Akami was going in for the kill, it would be even worse. It'd be even rougher. But I still think he'd come out, but not without being fucking exhausted first. A very good matchup for sure. This is very hard to predict.
I would give it to your boy if Akame is not going in for the kill. If Akame is going in for a kill, I would actually leave it as a tie, just due to the fact that, exhausted or not, like I said, all it takes is a nick. And all she has to do is outthink him one time. Just once. And it's over. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if she's going in for the kill, I'd leave it as a toss-up, because I'm not saying she would be able to outthink him. Alright? But I am saying if she does one time, she can easily get that kill, so who knows what would happen. But if she's not going in for the kill, hands down, she's going to lose that just off of the speed alone. Even if she, is able to outthink most of the time, if she's hesitant, it ain't going to matter.
It's just, this guy's just fucking...
She's a complete different monster if she doesn't hesitate.
They're broken in their own senses, but they both have their weaknesses. But yeah, like I just sent you a photo there of like his Shikai alone.
I can't switch over to the Discord because the second I do, it shows you shirtless.
But wait, let me. My camera moved up for a second. But yeah, it's wow. Yeah, it's a good matchup for sure, guys.
All right, I see it now. All right, now let me go
this
back
guy's
here.
abilities is like fucking. It's this something else.
And
anyway, let me
go
put
back
my camera back.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Cool.
All right, so moving along, I can't really, your latest news recap switched up on me. Were we moving to Data Live?
No, Data Live was last week.
So it's time I got reincarnated, right?
Yep, so it's just our usual end of episode quickfire news. We think we got a couple of things that we can play with it this time.
Yep. This is time I got reincarnated as a slime movie.
Yep. This is a new key visual and trailer of the time I got reincarnated as a slime. The movie Gurren no Kizuna -Hen, and it's coming November 25th in Japan.
Is that all the info we have on it?
That's all we have on it at the moment. It's very low on the ground for info at the moment.
Okay, well, in that case, you want to just play the trailer for it then?
Yeah, let's go for the trailer
All
for
right.
it first, sure.
Because I was already playing it, I'm like, but I thought this was going to be longer. All right, so here we go. Here is the movie trailer that he is referring to.
Welcome to the channel. One of the
Okay,
popular
I
anime.
don't care about that.
Time I got reincarnated. Time. Upcoming movie. After the
Okay,
airing
never mind. This isn't even really a trailer.
2021, and
Yeah, so like I said, there's very few limited on, but at the moment, guys, like, oh my god, it's so freaking like it's hype that we even get in the movie for it. But speaking about hype releases and like hype anime, guys, again, I know I've touched on it a lot already over 3 episodes, but we got more Bleach news and Bleach stuff. I've even sent Lamb a link, which goes to their new website, bleach-anime.com. You know, guys, it's coming October 22, but we've got new visuals for it in the picture that is also in our Discord. And the new website that's been set up, and it looks clean. It's looking solid. Like, I'm impressed. They've gone full out with it.
The anime-themed Japanese restaurant, right?
No, so Bleach. No, the I'll send you the link again.
Yep.
Give me a second.
Send it on Twitter so I don't have to keep doing this Discord thing.
Do we just put in? No, okay, I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Give me a sec. Pull this up real quick. Boom. Here we go. Here's the website.
And just like take a scroll through that, guys. Like it's cool. Like it's done really well. It's very clean. Yeah. Obviously it's in Japanese, but we've got like little trailers as well. And you can translate the page, obviously, guys, if you want to take a look at it yourself. There's Chrome has easy translation things. And we got new visuals coming out. We've got dates on there. There's, like I said, the trailer on there. The artwork, but that's going through is showing us the new art. Yeah, just a little bit of Naruto news, guys. Not even like Naruto itself news, more like Naruto merch / business news. In London, for all of you UK people, or even if you're like, traveling the world, guys, they are opening a Naruto cafe themed completely around
Keep going,
Naruto.
I'm using the bathroom.
Called Uzumaki London. And it's all based on Naruto foods, Naruto, graphics, Naruto themes across the whole restaurant. I believe they got TVs playing Naruto episodes. And honestly, like, I'm hoping someone will take me there for my birthday in January, because I'm hyped for this shit. This looks so good. So yeah, get your tickets, guys, if you haven't already. If you're coming across from other countries and you want to go, for sure, check it out. Because it's worth it. Like, look at him eating that little Naruto fish cake. I tried that recently. It's really nice. I will say, guys, it's extremely hot here, so I'm sorry if you see me fanning myself every so often, but UK heatwave is killing me off, guys. I will touch on the last bit of news, guys, that we do have as well, where I'm sure we got a trailer for it when Lamb returns. The Vinland Saga, an anime that I watched before, but it kind of like slipped my mind, so I'm going to have to rewatch season 1. But it's been confirmed to get a season 2 in January 2023. It's shaped up to be a good one, honestly. So I hope you'll give that a watch as well. You can binge season 1 now. Is looking pretty hype for sure, guys.
I am back, so.
Yeah, welcome back, mate.
Yeah, sorry about that. I went to go use the bathroom. Someone was in the bathroom, so I came back in their room. But then as I came back in my room, I hear the bathroom door opening. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I'm over here like, I'm about to explode.
I've just explained that Vinland Saga Season 2 is coming out in January.
All right, so here we go. Do you want me to play the trailer? Or?
Yeah, I'll play the trailer.
All right.
It's our last bit of news for this week, guys, so enjoy this.
Here we go.
Let's go.
立てよ。何人かなんて覚えちゃいない。5つか6つぐらいの頃から戦場にいた。俺は 戦士だった。
昔俺の住んでた村に2度兵隊が来た。あいつらは人の皮をかぶったけだものだ。
今度こそ男たちの嵐から子供を守らなければなりません。
差別を好む者はどこにでもいるが、そうでない者もいる。くじけるなよ、二人とも。
俺はイングランドに行くぜ。近いうちに必ずな。こんなど田舎で一生終わってたまるかよ。
人には得て増えてがあるのだ。人間、身に合った場所におるのが一番良い。
違うぞ親父。こいつは始まりだ。敵は強いぜ。
探しておるのです。奴隷になった友人の息子を。
これから覚えていけばいい。一つ一つ。空っぽなら何でも入るじゃろ。生まれ変わるつもりがあるならむしろ空っぽの方がいい。
ほれ見ろトルフィン、お前の体は生きたいって言ってるぞ。
生きたいのか。俺は生きてどうするんだ。
進むがよい。参見に至るにはまだ屍が足りぬ。
笑いたくば笑うがいい。すべては失われた愛のためだ。
Yeah, I like this was a long trailer.
Oh yeah, it's a good one to end on, guys. It looks so hype. It grabs you for sure. Like it's this anime is like a nice and dark and gritty anime for sure. I don't spoil it too much for you guys, but it's 100% worth the watch. I loved this anime when I watched through it.
All right, so on that note, we're going to do the wrap up, and of course, I completely forgot.
Yeah, of course.
Hold on. Dang it. Oh,
But guys, it's been great as always.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
I'll be more organized next week, guys. It's
it's hot.
between
Okay.
Between the heat and kids, and also for anyone who doesn't know, Stray released today. Please go and play it if you haven't already. Yeah, it's my life's been all over the place.
All right, and keep in mind, so we have Mikey every Tuesday at 2 p.m. for this, and on Sundays, if you're a video game fan, Vex Electronica and I cover everything video game news related in our This Week in Gaming, 9 p.m. Eastern. That being said, that is going to be the end of this podcast. We are going to go raid Courtney Miller, 1996, who is currently playing Resident Evil 3. The reason I chose her is she is one of the people we are considering interviewing for our Creator Spotlight series. We do not know when we are going to make the plans to do it, but we are in talks with her about possibly interviewing her, so we're going to go show her some love. We're going to hit her with a hashtag Lambency raid. Just typing it out real quick and show her some love. That being said, that is going to be the end of this podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Until next time, enjoy yourself.
See you next time, guys.